Good evening, my friend. I want you to pause whatever else you're doing and just listen to this, because it might be one of the most important things you hear this week. If you're over 60, or caring for someone who is, there's something happening in your body right now, every single night, while you're fast asleep, and it could be quietly stealing your strength. You don't feel it. You don't hear it. But it's happening, and the consequences creep in slowly, until one day, you go to stand up, and your legs feel just a little more unsteady. The jar that was easy to open last month, now it slips from your hands. Climbing the stairs feels like climbing a mountain. You might chalk it up to just getting older, but here's the truth. It's not just age. It's muscle loss. And more importantly, it's preventable. Now let me tell you something most people don't realize. Your body does its hardest repair work at night. While you sleep, it's trying to restore your muscles, rebuild tissue, and help you recover from the day. But here's the catch. Without the right kind of support, especially nutrition before bed, your body can't do its job. Instead of building you back up, it starts breaking you down. And that's when things begin to change. You start to feel a little weaker each week. A little slower. A little less you. And if you're a caregiver, you might notice it in someone you love. They've lost interest in walking. Their balance feels off. They're not as confident anymore. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? Because none of us want to see the people we love grow weaker, especially when there are ways to help them feel strong again. So, what can you do? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. Because there are 8 powerful, science-backed foods, yes, just simple foods, that, when eaten before bed, can support your body's natural repair process. These aren't fads. They're not expensive supplements. They're real, gentle, natural options that help your muscles rebuild instead of disappear overnight. Stick with me, and you'll learn why muscle loss speeds up after 60, and what really causes it. The biggest myth about protein at night, that's doing more harm than good. And the easiest bedtime habit that could change the way you feel every morning. This is about more than food. It's about keeping your independence. It's about waking up feeling just a little bit stronger every single day. And I'd love to hear from you, truly. Has someone in your life struggled with muscle weakness or sudden fatigue? Maybe you've noticed it in yourself? Share your story in the comments. We read every one, and you never know who your words might help. And if you're new here, welcome to Senior Healing. We're a warm, supportive place for seniors and caregivers who want simple, practical, science-backed advice for a better, stronger life. Please consider subscribing. We're here to help you, not just today, but every step of the journey ahead. Now, let's dive in. Because tonight, we're going to reclaim what aging tries to take from us, one bedtime habit at a time. Let's begin with something simple. Something so easy, yet quietly powerful. Greek yogurt, with a sprinkle of chia seeds. Now, I want you to picture this. It's the end of the day. The house is quiet. The TV's off. You're winding down for the night. And instead of reaching for that sugary cookie or skipping your snack altogether, you grab a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt from the fridge. Not much. Just a half cup. Creamy, cool, comforting. You stir in a spoonful of chia seeds, those tiny little seeds that almost look like specks of dust, but inside, they're packed with fiber, omega-3s, and minerals that your muscles absolutely love. Add a few blueberries on top, if you'd like. Something sweet, but gentle. Then you sit down, maybe by the window, maybe in your favorite chair, and you take a few slow bites. No rush. Just you and your body, quietly thanking you. I remember a woman named Evelyn. She's 69. She came to me a while back and said, "Doctor, every morning I wake up sore. My back, my legs, even my arms. I feel like I ran a marathon in my sleep." But of course she hadn't. In fact, She hadn't done anything unusual, except sleep. We talked about her evening routine. She wasn't eating anything before bed. She didn't feel hungry, she said. But the truth was, her body was starving, for the very thing it needed to recover from the day. So we tried something different. She started having that one simple bowl, Greek yogurt with chia seeds, about an hour before bed. And just a couple of weeks later, she told me, "I don't know what happened, but I don't wake up aching anymore. I actually feel rested." You see, Greek yogurt is a special kind of protein source. It's high in something called casein, and casein digests very slowly. Unlike most foods, which burn up quickly, casein gives your muscles a slow, steady drip of amino acids all through the night. It's like giving your muscles a gentle overnight pour of recovery. So while you sleep, your muscles rebuild. Quietly, steadily, without you even noticing. And those chia seeds? They bring something extra. Omega-3 fatty acids, the kind that reduce inflammation and help cells heal. Plus a little fiber, to help digestion, and to keep your blood sugar from dipping while you sleep. Now, there's a myth I hear all the time, especially among seniors. Eating before bed makes you fat. Let me be clear. Eating the wrong things before bed, like heavy, sugary, processed snacks, yes, those can mess with your metabolism. But a small, protein-rich snack like this? It actually helps your metabolism. It protects your muscles. It stabilizes your blood sugar. And most importantly, it helps your body do what it was made to do, heal. It doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need a blender or a supplement powder. Just 1/2 a cup of plain Greek yogurt. 1 teaspoon of chia seeds. A few berries if you like. Mix it together and enjoy it slowly, about 60 minutes before bed. That's it. And what you're really doing, you're giving your body one last, gentle act of care before it rests. You're saying, "Here you go. I've got you." And in return, your body wakes up stronger. That's the power of one small bedtime change. Now, are you ready for the next one? Because the second food on our list might surprise you even more. Now, let's move on to something else that might already be sitting quietly in your fridge, but tonight, it's going to take on a whole new purpose. Cottage cheese, with just a light dusting of cinnamon. I know. It might not sound like a treat at first. But let me share something that might change the way you look at this old-school favorite. I had a patient, Mr. Robert, 72 years old. Sweet man. Used to be a mail carrier. Walked miles a day in his younger years. Now retired, he started having trouble sleeping. But it wasn't the usual kind of tossing and turning. It was his legs. Almost every night, right around 2 or 3 a.m., he'd wake up with these sharp, stubborn cramps in his calves. He'd stretch, he'd try massaging them, he even cut back on caffeine, but nothing seemed to help. And when we looked closer, we found 2 important things. 1, his diet was low in nighttime protein. 2, his blood sugar was dipping just a bit too low at night, throwing his body into stress while he slept. So we tried something simple. A small bowl of cottage cheese, low-fat, unsweetened, with a light sprinkle of ground cinnamon before bed. Within a week, he came back and said, "Doc, I didn't think it would do much, but the cramps? They're nearly gone." Now, why does this work? Let me explain it in plain, everyday language. Just like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese is rich in casein protein, that slow-digesting, muscle-nourishing type of protein. It doesn't flood your system all at once. Instead, it trickles in throughout the night, like a slow stream, quietly feeding your muscles while you rest. But cottage cheese brings even more to the table. It's packed with calcium, which your muscles need to contract and relax properly, especially while you sleep. And it has tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your brain make serotonin and melatonin, 2 chemicals that support calm, restful sleep. So you're not just feeding your muscles. You're also calming your nervous system. You're helping your body drift into deeper, more healing rest. Now let's talk about that cinnamon. It's more than just a cozy flavor. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar levels, which is so important at night, especially if you're over 60. You see, when your blood sugar dips too low while you sleep, your body can go into a kind of stress mode, releasing cortisol, which interferes with healing and recovery. It can even increase muscle breakdown. But by keeping your blood sugar stable, with the help of healthy protein and that dash of cinnamon, you're creating the perfect conditions for overnight repair. You're saying to your body, you're safe. You're fed. You can rest now. And that's when healing happens. Now, just a quick word of caution. When choosing cottage cheese, make sure to pick the plain, low-fat, unsweetened kind. Avoid those little cups with added fruit or sugary syrups. They often sneak in more sugar than you'd expect, and that can work against your goal. So here's what to do. Take about half a cup of plain cottage cheese. Sprinkle a small pinch of cinnamon on top. You can even add a few thin slices of banana if you want a little sweetness, but keep it light. Then, sit down somewhere quiet. Maybe put on soft music. Dim the lights. Let this small moment be part of your wind-down ritual, not just for your body, but for your mind, too. Because food isn't just fuel. It's care. It's a message to your body that says, I haven't forgotten about you. I still want to keep you strong. And that, my friend, is one of the kindest things you can do for yourself, or for someone you love. So now you've got 2 tools in your evening routine. Greek yogurt with chia seeds, and cottage cheese with cinnamon. But we're just getting started. Because the next one on our list is a powerful pairing that's easy to prep, full of complete protein, and comes with a little sweetness that your muscles will thank you for in the morning. Now, let's move to something even simpler. No blender. No bowl. Just 2 ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. A hard-boiled egg, and half a banana. That's it. Now, I want you to picture this. It's getting late. The house is quiet. Maybe you're reading, or just finished watching the evening news. Your body's tired, but your muscles? They're not just tired, they're waiting. Waiting for a final bit of support before the night begins. This is where this powerful little duo steps in. I remember a woman named Lila. She was caring for her father, 81 years old, after a surgery. He was in rehab, slowly rebuilding his strength. But every morning, he felt weak. He'd try to stand and feel like his legs just didn't want to work. They were feeding him well during the day, but nights? He wasn't eating much after dinner. Nothing before bed. Lila started bringing him something simple. 1 boiled egg. Half a banana. That was it. Every night. She'd peel the egg, slice the banana, and they'd sit quietly and share those few moments before bed. Within a couple of weeks, her dad started feeling steadier in the mornings. Not instantly, not dramatically, but noticeably. His therapist said he had better endurance during rehab. He said he didn't feel as drained. He even started taking a few extra steps on his own. Now let's talk about why this combination works. First, the egg. Eggs are one of the best sources of complete protein. That means they contain all the essential amino acids your body needs to repair and rebuild. And among those amino acids is one in particular, leucine, which plays a critical role in muscle synthesis. Think of leucine as the switch that flips on the muscle-building process. Without it, your body doesn't get the message to start repairing. And unlike heavy meats or complicated protein shakes, a hard-boiled egg is gentle on the stomach. It digests slowly, steadily, and fuels your body's repair system through the quiet hours of the night. Then comes the banana. Just half. You don't need a lot. It's not just for taste. It's packed with potassium, a mineral your muscles absolutely rely on to function. Potassium helps regulate muscle contractions, prevents cramps, and supports nerve signals. When your potassium levels drop, even slightly, your muscles can feel tight, jumpy, or fatigued. And as you age, your body doesn't hold on to potassium as easily. Add in common medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills, and your levels can dip without you even knowing. That's why a simple half banana can make such a difference. It's gentle on your system. It calms your muscles. It supports stable blood sugar. And it pairs beautifully with the egg to provide a balance of protein, natural carbs, and muscle repair nutrients. So here's what I recommend. Boil a few eggs at the beginning of the week. Keep them in the fridge. That way, you're not scrambling to prepare something when you're already tired. Then, about 30 minutes before bed, take one egg, peel it, slice it if you'd like. Add half a banana on the side. Sit down, take a deep breath, and enjoy the stillness of the evening. It's a small act. But like so many small acts, it adds up. Each bite tells your body, I'm giving you what you need. I haven't forgotten about you. Because it's easy to overlook yourself when you're caring for others. Or when the day feels long. But healing often comes in these tiny, consistent choices, ones that don't feel dramatic, but carry deep power over time. Now you've got 3 tools for your nighttime routine. Greek yogurt with chia seeds, cottage cheese with cinnamon, and a hard-boiled egg with half a banana. And next, let's talk about something warm, comforting, a bedtime favorite that not only soothes your mind, but helps your body rebuild while you dream. Now, let's slow things down even more, and talk about something that doesn't just nourish your muscles, but soothes your heart, calms your mind, and wraps you in that feeling of warmth we all crave at the end of a long day. I'm talking about warm oatmeal, with a spoonful of almond butter. Yes, something as simple and familiar as oatmeal, the kind your grandmother might have made, can be one of your strongest allies when it comes to overnight healing. Now picture this. The lights are dim. The evening is quiet. You're standing in the kitchen, and there's a gentle warmth rising from the bowl in your hands. A soft, nutty aroma, a little steam on your fingertips. It's not just food. It's comfort. That's exactly what Susan told us in a message a few months ago. She's 66, lives alone, and said that for years she struggled with restless nights. Waking up at 2 a.m., tossing and turning, feeling heavy in her legs and foggy in the morning. She tried teas. She tried cutting out screens, even sleep meds at one point, but they left her feeling groggy and dull the next day. Then, she came across our video. She tried this one small change, a warm bowl of oats with almond butter, eaten about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. A week later, she wrote to us and said, I sleep more deeply now. I don't wake up feeling heavy anymore. That little bowl has become my favorite part of the evening. So why does it work? Let me explain. Oats are more than just a hearty grain. They're naturally rich in magnesium, which your body uses to relax muscles, ease tension, and settle your nervous system. Magnesium also plays a key role in producing melatonin, the hormone that helps your body wind down and fall into a deeper, more restorative sleep. And when you sleep better, your muscles heal better. But the real magic, it comes from the almond butter. That tiny spoonful adds a rich source of healthy fats and just enough plant-based protein to keep your muscles from breaking down during the night. Because here's the thing. When you sleep without enough fuel in your system, your body has to pull energy from somewhere. And if there's no protein available, it starts pulling from your muscles. But give it a steady, calming source of healthy fat and light protein. Now your body can shift into repair mode, instead of damage control. The almond butter also adds a bit of natural tryptophan, another building block for melatonin, which helps signal to your brain. It's safe to sleep now. Now, I know we've been covering a lot. And if this has been helpful so far, if you're starting to see how small nighttime choices can shape your strength the next morning, I'd truly love for you to subscribe to Senior Healing. We share comforting, science-based advice just like this every week. Things you can actually do, not just read about. Because your health doesn't need to feel complicated, it just needs to feel possible. Alright, back to your oats. Here's how to make this one easy and nourishing. Start with a small bowl of rolled oats. Cook them in water or, if you like, a little unsweetened almond milk for extra creaminess. Once they're soft and warm, stir in 1 teaspoon of almond butter. You can add a pinch of cinnamon if you want a little extra warmth and blood sugar support. That's it. No sugar needed. And when you sit down with that bowl, don't rush. Let it be your moment, your nightly gift to your body. Because with every spoonful, you're doing more than eating. You're telling your nervous system, it's time to rest. I'm safe. I'm cared for. This combination helps you drift into sleep not just faster, but deeper. And while you sleep, your muscles aren't shrinking. They're healing. Quietly. Steadily. All night long. So now, you've got 4 powerful allies in your evening toolkit. Greek yogurt with chia seeds. Cottage cheese with cinnamon. A hard-boiled egg and half a banana. And warm oatmeal with almond butter. Each one is simple. Each one is gentle. And each one is rooted in something real, science, yes, but also care. And we're not done yet. Next, I want to tell you about a food that doesn't need any prep. No cooking, no mixing. Just a small handful, right out of your pantry. And your muscles will thank you for it the next morning. Now, let's talk about something small. Something humble. No heat. No bowl. No prep. Just a handful. Walnuts. Yes, walnuts. Now, I know they might not seem exciting. They're not creamy like yogurt, they're not sweet like bananas, and they don't steam gently like warm oatmeal. But what they do, quietly, powerfully, is support your body in one of the most natural, most necessary ways there is. They help you sleep. They reduce inflammation. And they help protect your muscles from the slow, invisible breakdown that happens night after night, especially after 60. Let me explain. Walnuts are often called a brain food, and that's true, but what many people don't realize is that they're also a muscle protector. Each walnut is packed with plant-based protein, which your muscles can use during those long nighttime hours when you're not eating, but your body is still hard at work repairing. They're also one of the best natural sources of melatonin, the same hormone your brain uses to regulate sleep. Now think about that for a second. You eat a few walnuts before bed, and you're not just feeding your muscles. You're supporting your sleep, too. And as we've already talked about, better sleep equals better healing. But that's not all. Walnuts are loaded with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, and that's a big deal. Because as we age, low-level inflammation builds up in the body. It slows muscle recovery. It weakens joints. It makes everything feel just a little heavier. But with walnuts, you're giving your body a natural tool to calm that fire, so that healing becomes easier, smoother, and more complete. Now, I want to gently address something I hear all the time, and maybe you've thought it, too. Aren't nuts too fatty? Won't they make me gain weight if I eat them at night? It's an understandable concern. But here's the truth. In small amounts, healthy fats actually help your metabolism, especially when they come from whole foods like walnuts. You see, fat isn't the enemy. Inflammation is. Muscle breakdown is. Poor sleep is. And just a few walnuts can help fight all three, naturally, gently, and without disrupting your digestion. So here's how to do it. Keep a small jar or container of whole walnuts nearby. Some people like to keep them in the kitchen. But I've had patients who keep a little dish of them on their nightstand, right next to a book or a glass of water. It becomes part of their nightly rhythm. A moment of peace before the day ends. Just 5 to 7 walnuts, not more. You don't need a whole bowl. Just a few. Chew slowly. Taste the earthiness. Feel the crunch. And more importantly, feel the intention behind it, because this is your way of saying, I'm giving my body what it needs. Even now. Even at the end of the day. You're not just snacking. You're giving your muscles protein. You're calming inflammation. You're telling your nervous system, it's okay to let go now. You're safe. It's so easy to skip this, to brush it off. But I promise you, these small choices add up. Over time, your mornings will feel lighter. Your balance will feel steadier. You'll feel less stiff. And it won't be some big overnight transformation. It'll be gentle, gradual, exactly how healing is supposed to feel. So now, we've added walnuts to your nighttime routine. Let's recap where we are. You've got Greek yogurt with chia seeds, cottage cheese with cinnamon, a hard-boiled egg and half a banana, warm oatmeal with almond butter, and now, a small handful of walnuts. Each one serving a purpose. Each one grounded in science, and made to support the most important thing, you. But we still have more to explore. Because the next one isn't a solid food at all. It's something you can sip. It's easy to digest, calming to your body, and packed with exactly what your muscles need to stay strong as you sleep. Now let's shift gears just a bit. We've talked about small snacks, comforting bites, little things you can chew and enjoy. But sometimes, especially before bed, chewing might feel like too much. Maybe your appetite's small. Maybe your teeth are tired. Or maybe you just want something light, smooth, and easy. That's where this next habit comes in. A low-sugar protein shake. Simple, sippable, and surprisingly powerful. Let me share a story. A retired teacher named Joanne, she's 74 now, wrote us a beautiful email not long ago. She said, I've always loved routine. 4 years, I'd have tea before bed. But after watching one of your videos, I decided to try blending a little shake instead. And now, I'm waking up with less joint stiffness and more energy to walk my garden. That one small change became her new evening ritual. And it made all the difference. So why is that? Well, here's the gentle science behind it. As we age, muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to repair and grow muscle, starts to slow down. And unfortunately, many of us don't get enough protein to counteract that. Especially at night, when our bodies do most of that repair work. Now, you could try to squeeze more protein into your day. But honestly, the smartest time to give your muscles that boost is right before bed. Enter the low-sugar protein shake. Here's what to look for. You want about 15 to 20 grams of protein per serving. Nothing too heavy. Look for powders made from whey, pea, or casein protein, all excellent choices. Whey is fast digesting. Pea protein is plant-based and great for sensitive stomachs. Casein, that one digests slowly overnight, making it ideal for deep muscle nourishment as you sleep. Now, let's talk sweetness. Please, avoid shakes that are loaded with sugar or chemical sweeteners. They may taste good, but they don't feel good, and over time, they can mess with your blood sugar, your sleep, and even your digestion. Instead, look for one that's unsweetened or naturally sweetened with things like monk fruit or stevia, if your body tolerates them well. Or here's another idea. Just use a plain protein powder, and blend it with unsweetened almond milk or water. Maybe even toss in a small piece of frozen banana for a touch of natural sweetness. Keep it simple. Now listen, I'm not asking you to build a smoothie bar in your kitchen. This isn't a performance shake or a gym drink. This is a healing drink. It's a nighttime act of kindness for your muscles, your energy, your future self. And you don't need a blender if you don't want to. Many powders mix just fine in a shaker bottle or even a glass. Stir it. Sip it slowly. Feel it go down warm, especially if you let it sit just a little. It's comforting. It's nourishing. And it's doing work while you rest. I've had patients who didn't even realize how much better they could feel, until they started giving their bodies this one simple nighttime fuel. One gentleman told me, "Doc, I'm not doing anything else different, just that shake. But I don't wake up dragging myself out of bed anymore. I feel steadier." And that's the point. You're not just adding protein. You're restoring your repair system. You're telling your muscles, "I didn't forget about you tonight." Now imagine pairing that with everything we've already talked about. Greek yogurt with chia seeds, cottage cheese and cinnamon, egg and banana, warm oatmeal with almond butter, a handful of walnuts, and now a calming, nourishing protein shake. All small acts, all grounded in science, all working together to help you keep your strength, your balance, your independence. Because muscle loss after 60 doesn't just happen. It's not inevitable. It's often silent, yes, but it's not unstoppable. And each of these little nighttime habits, they're how you push back. Softly, kindly, daily. But we're not done yet. There's one more food I want to share with you. Something warm, soothing, and full of ancient wisdom. People have been drinking it for generations, to ease aches, calm the body, and support healing from the inside out. It's natural. It's comforting. And when prepared right, it may be the most underrated muscle-supporting bedtime drink of them all. Now, this next one might surprise you. Because it's not a creamy shake or a nutty snack. It's not rich in protein. And it doesn't require any cooking or prep beyond peeling or pouring. But what it does offer is just as important, maybe even more so. Because you could eat the perfect bedtime foods. You could take every right step. But if you're not sleeping deeply, your muscles don't get the full chance to heal. That's where this quiet little secret comes in. Kiwi, or a small glass of tart cherry juice. Let me explain why they matter. You see, sleep is when your body goes to work. It's when your muscles rebuild. Your cells clean out waste. Your brain resets. And if your sleep is shallow, restless, or broken, your body can't do its job well. Many seniors struggle with this. Maybe you've noticed it yourself, falling asleep easily but waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., wide-eyed. Or maybe it's those nights when you toss and turn, unable to quiet the mind. And then the next morning, your body feels heavy. Your legs feel stiff. Your energy drained. That's not just getting older. That's your body crying out for restoration. And here's the beautiful part. Kiwi and tart cherry juice are two natural, science-backed tools that gently support better sleep and reduce inflammation, which, as you know, is deeply tied to muscle soreness and aging. Let's start with kiwi. This fuzzy little fruit is more than just a pretty green snack. It's rich in serotonin, which helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. It also contains antioxidants, folate, and vitamin C, all of which support nighttime muscle recovery. In one study, adults who ate just 1 or 2 kiwis before bed fell asleep faster and slept more deeply. They didn't change anything else. Just added kiwi. And then there's tart cherry juice, not the sweet kind, but the kind made from Montmorency cherries. These tiny, sour fruits are naturally high in melatonin and anthocyanins, compounds that help with both sleep and inflammation. That's a rare combination. A small glass, about half a cup, 30 minutes before bed can help extend sleep duration and improve its quality. Some people even notice fewer nighttime aches and stiffness in the morning. I remember a woman named Irene. She was 77, still sharp and independent. She came in one day and said, "Doc, I started sipping cherry juice before bed like you said. I don't know if it's magic or science, but I finally slept through the night." It made all the difference in her mornings. She said her walks felt easier, her knees less cranky. Even her mood improved. And that's the thing. We often forget, muscle health isn't just about protein. It's about rest. And these gentle foods help your body fall into the kind of deep, healing sleep it's been craving. So here's what you can do. Eat one kiwi about 30 minutes before bed. You can slice it, scoop it with a spoon, or eat it whole, skin and all, if you don't mind a little fuzz. Or, sip half a cup of tart cherry juice. Not the sugary cocktail blends. Look for one labeled 100% tart cherry juice, ideally from Montmorency cherries. And just like that, you're helping your body do what it was designed to do. Heal. Rebuild. Strengthen, quietly, gently, through the night. Let this be your permission to choose simple acts over drastic changes. Let this be your reminder that small things, a kiwi, a warm shake, a handful of walnuts, still hold power. Because aging isn't about giving up your strength. It's about learning how to keep it, with love, patience, and care. And now, my friend, we're down to the final food. The one that's been used for centuries in healing traditions across the world. It's golden in color, calming in aroma, and deeply nourishing for both body and spirit. If you've never tried it before bed, tonight might be the night to begin. And here we are, friend. The final food on our journey tonight. And I have to tell you, this one holds a very special place in many hearts. Not just because of what it does, but because of how it feels. 8. Bone broth with turmeric. Now, you might be thinking, bone broth? Really? But stay with me here. Because for many seniors, and for those caring for them, this isn't just a drink. It becomes a moment. A pause. A practice. A way to wind down, soothe the body, and gently prepare for healing sleep. Let me share a story. A gentleman named Henry, 74 years old, soft-spoken, kind eyes, came to me after recovering from hip surgery. He was doing all the right things, light exercise, eating well, staying active. But he told me, "Doc, it's the nights that get me. I wake up stiff, achy, like my muscles are rusting in my sleep." We talked, and I suggested one small addition. A warm mug of bone broth, just before bed, with a dash of turmeric and a tiny pinch of black pepper. A few weeks later, he came back smiling. He said, "It's not just the stiffness that's better. It's how I feel. Calmer. Grounded. Like my body's being cared for." And that's what makes this one so special. Let's talk about the why behind it. Bone broth, made by slowly simmering animal bones, is full of collagen, glycine, proline, and trace minerals like magnesium and calcium. These are the building blocks your body uses to maintain joints, muscles, tendons, all the little pieces that keep you upright and moving. Now here's the secret sauce, literally. Turmeric. Turmeric isn't just a spice. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, rich in a compound called curcumin. When paired with just a pinch of black pepper, your body absorbs it better. This little combo can help ease inflammation, reduce soreness, and support your muscles as they rebuild overnight. But there's more than just science here. There's the ritual. Because sipping warm broth in a quiet room, maybe dim lighting, no screen in sight, signals to your body that it's time to rest. It soothes your nervous system. It calms your breath. And sometimes, that's half the battle. So here's how you can try it tonight. Warm up half a cup of bone broth, homemade or store-bought. Just check that it's low in sodium and free of additives. Stir in a pinch of turmeric and a crack of black pepper. Sip it slowly. Let it warm your hands. Let it warm your belly. Let it become your way of saying, "I'm giving my body what it needs tonight." And if you'd rather keep it plant-based, there are wonderful vegetarian broths too. Just add turmeric and pepper to bring out the same calming effects. What matters most is the intention. It's not about drinking a magic potion. It's about giving your body a moment of nourishment. A message that it is safe, it is supported, and it has what it needs to heal. Because, my friend, muscle loss after 60 isn't inevitable. It's a signal, asking you to care differently, to rest with purpose, to feed your body even as you prepare for sleep. And the good news? You now have 8 gentle, science-backed ways to support your strength, one simple bedtime habit at a time. None of these require a major diet overhaul. None of them demand perfection. Just small, meaningful shifts, done with love, consistency, and care. Because that's what this stage of life is about. Not chasing youth, but protecting vitality. Not fearing decline, but choosing nourishment. So as you lay your head down tonight, I want you to remember, your body is still capable. Your muscles can still grow stronger. And your healing journey isn't over, it's still unfolding, one evening at a time. Take a deep breath. Feel your chest rise and fall. And know, you're doing something beautiful for yourself. And next, I'd like to share something personal with you. A message about aging and strength, and why none of this is your fault. Let's take a moment now to talk about what this all really means, deep down. And why it's never too late, never, to start caring for your body in a new way. I know. Watching your body change, when you didn't ask for it, can feel frustrating. You notice the little things first. Struggling to rise from your favorite chair. Feeling a little slower on the stairs. A twinge of weakness when reaching for the cupboard. And maybe, deep down, part of you wonders, is this just how it goes from here? But please hear me now. These changes are not your fault. They are not signs of failure. They're not something you should have prevented. They are simply your body's way of whispering, "Help me. I'm trying, but I need your care." And the truth is, our bodies do speak to us. They may not shout, but they whisper in aches, in stiffness, in fatigue. And all they ask in return is to be nourished, gently, patiently, consistently. Because aging is not the end of anything. It's a new beginning, a sacred chapter, where your wisdom meets your choices. Where your care can rewrite the story. And yes, something as simple as a spoonful of Greek yogurt, or a warm cup of bone broth before bed, can change how you feel in the morning. How you move. How strong you remain. You don't need to bench press weights or run marathons. You just need to support your body with love, with rest, with real food. It is never too late to rebuild strength. Never too late to restore energy. Never too late to say, I may be aging, but I am still healing. And to the caregivers out there, the sons, the daughters, the spouses, the helpers, if you're watching over someone you love, adding just one of these foods to their bedtime routine, it's not just good nutrition. It's an act of quiet love. A message that says, I see you. I care for you. Your strength still matters. So let's recap. Tonight, we open the door on something most people never talk about. Nighttime muscle loss. We learned that after 60, the body breaks down muscle more quickly at night. But with the right foods, you can slow, and even reverse, that process. We explored 8 science-backed, comforting foods to protect your strength while you sleep. 1. Greek yogurt with chia seeds. 2. Cottage cheese with cinnamon. 3. A boiled egg and half a banana. 4. Warm oatmeal with almond butter. 5. A handful of walnuts. 6. A low-sugar protein shake. 7. Kiwi or tart cherry juice. 8. Bone broth with turmeric. Each one simple, gentle, and backed by science. So now I'd love to ask you something. Which of these foods have you already used, or plan to try tonight? Drop it in the comments below. You never know, your story might be the very one that encourages someone else to take that first step toward healing. And if this video made you feel seen, supported, or simply more hopeful, please consider subscribing to Senior Healing. We're building something special here, a peaceful place for real advice, real support, and real healing, one day at a time. Because you, my friend, you deserve rest. You deserve nourishment. You deserve strength. Take care of yourself tonight. Let your body rest. Let your muscles rebuild. And know, we'll be right here with you again, next time. Sweet dreams, and stay strong.